they are persecuted. I am a Christian, indigenous, the first followers of Jesus in this land. We speak Aramaic language. We still speak the language and teach the language to our children, to pray in it in the church, to keep the culture of Jesus that he in the same language was speaking. And some people, like, I don't know, this nun that I never heard of before, came in spreading lies in our name, in our behalf, and now the world start believing that this is the truth of the Christians and how they live in Israel or under Jewish majority and democracy, the only democracy in this region that allowing us to thrive in the Galilee and in Nazareth and in Haifa and in any other cities in Israel, while the 40,000 Christians that live in West Bank, that sadly, as brothers and sisters, they insisted to be under Arafat. Terrorists came from Tunisia and actually controlled by Arafat and being oppressed by Arafat and PLO. And that's the main reason that they are actually migrating from Bethlehem and from Ramallah and from other Christian towns in that region because of Islamic Sharia law oppression that adopted by the Palestinian Authority. So I cannot accept those lies anymore as Christians, because this is hurting us as Christians living under Jewish control, and we are the majority in this region. And if a Christian want to migrate from within Israel, living under Arab mixed towns, guess where he migrate? He migrate to a majority cities that are Jewish majority and not Arab majority. Why is that? You guess what? Because we enjoy freedom under Jewish majority cities and not under Arab majority cities.
There's a reason why Christians have fled Arab states. I mean, that's very true. Shadi, one of the implications from this nun, Maria Stephanopoulos, in this interview was that the Christian population in Israel is shrinking. But that's not true, is it?
The Christian population in Israel, it was 50,000 people when Israel existed or was established in 1948. Today, the Christian population count 180,000 Christians. Let me give you a different numbers in Syria and Lebanon. In Lebanon, there are 1 million Maronite Christians like me. I am a Maronite Christian. I come from Syriac, Aramaic, Phoenician background. We are the indigenous people of this land. Guess where are most of the Maronites today? Most of them live in diaspora, 8 million in diaspora, in USA, in South America, in Europe, while only 1 million live still in Lebanon. In Syria, we have 2.5 million Christians before. Guess how much we have left today? 500,000. In Iraq, we had 1.5 million Christians. Guess today is 150,000 Christians. Under Palestinian Authority, when Israel controlled the Judea and Samaria, historical Jewish lands, by the way, where all the Bible stories were taking place as Judea of Bethlehem or Bethlehem of Judea, not Bethlehem of Palestine, it is called in the Bible, in our Bible that we believe in. The Christians were majority under Israel control. Under Palestinian Authority, since Oslo Agreement, this cursed Oslo Agreement, when Bethlehem handed to Palestinian Authority instead of to Jewish Israel, the Christians migrated and become a minority of 10% from 90%, not because of Israel, because of Palestinian Islamic oppression. And I have so many examples I can give you. So many people calling me, telling me they're actually the problems and persecution and humiliation, raping their daughters, forcing them to sell their lands, to sell their stores, and they don't do it. And once they don't do it, they threaten them to kill them, and many of them migrate to USA, to Canada, to Australia, and to other parts of Europe. That's the truth, not because of Israel. I wish Israel will go back and take control of Bethlehem. Because then the Christians, you will see them speaking the truth. Now, all those Christians are paid by Qatari Islamic Brotherhood movements in order to spread lies, part of the cause of Islam against Jewish-only state in this region. Exactly the same they did for the Maronite Christian and majority of Christians Lebanon before, during the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and until they controlled and changed the system and make the system controlled by Islamic, how we call it, Sunnis before, and now Shia Iranian.
You made just then too about the Qatari involvement and the financing is incredibly important, because it really does seem in the past 5 to 10 years there has been this effort to promote a false story about Christians in Israel and Christians just in the region, and really essentially almost seeming like they're defending Hamas and acting as though Hamas and the PLO were somehow better friends of Christians than Israeli leadership. And I mean, you live there. You see this and you know that to be not true.
Dana, this is the same PLO with Arafat killing Christians, massacring Christians in the Moor massacre, right? The Moor massacre 1976 in Lebanon. Same Arafat forces, it's called Al-Sa'ika, who actually massacred Christians in churches. They butchered them, they killed them, they took children, throw them from 3-story buildings and shot them like ducks. That's the same Palestinians who ruled Bethlehem and Ramallah and actually treated the Christians as a second-class citizen and let them pay taxes, or jizya, we call it in, they call it in Islam. Jizya means tax protection, but now, in order to survive, you need to pay lip service to actually justify your existence by talking badly against Jews and against Israel, the only country that allowing Christians to prosper and to thrive in their own state. I can tell you as a Christian in Israel, when we have a Palm Sunday in Haifa, I grew up in Haifa, for example, and later on to Upper Galilee. I live in the Lebanese, close to the Lebanese border. And I'm working, by the way, to build the first Aramaic town in Israel that ever will be built. And you will see that this town will be a hub for all Christians from Middle East come and learn Aramaic and their roots where Arab countries don't allow them to do it, and for evangelical Christians and Catholic Christians to come and learn about the true Christian life in Israel and the freedom we enjoy here. But to tell you, in Palm Sunday, we closed streets in Haifa. Jews are patient until we finish the celebrations. We close downtown Haifa for Christian celebrations, scouts and everything, and Jews waiting for us with traffic jams, with everything, in order for us to celebrate. This is the freedom we enjoy. We don't enjoy that in Syria. We don't enjoy that in Palestinian Authority, where the neighbors will be spitting on us because we are Christians. I have a story from Bethlehem, and I want to tell you this story. I had a call last 2 weeks ago, from a Christian who lives in Bethlehem. He's telling me a story that shocked me. He told me he has a guy has souvenir store. He has 3 daughters and 1 son. He was forced by a family, Muslim family, who came from Hebron to Bethlehem. They wanted his store that selling souvenirs. They told him, you want to sell your store? He said, no, I don't want to sell your store. They said, no, you want to sell your store. He said, no, I don't want to sell you my store. They said, okay, no problem. They caught his daughter, they raped his daughter, and they sent her to her father, telling him who raped her. He went to that family, because if he go to the Palestinian Authority, nobody will do anything. You know how this works in Sharia law countries. And then when he went to that family, head of family, talking and complaining, they actually sent him back naked to his house in Bethlehem, and with a threat that they will do the same thing for the other daughters and son, and if he doesn't sell his store. At the end, he decided to close the store and leave to or migrate to Europe. And after he migrated, they break in the store and use the store to operate it themselves, this Christian Muslim family, and while he didn't sell it. That's the type of persecution that Christians are suffering all over the Middle East, in Lebanon, are threatened by Hezbollah if they don't like obey the access of Iran or the words of Iran or the orders of Iran. They threaten them with civil war. They have the same in Syria. We hear so many stories about Christians and bombing in Syria. We have same stories in Egypt. We have same story in actually Iraq. Why nobody speaking about it? We are the one who need to be spoken about and exposed. And our cause are the really true Christian persecution cause in our forefathers' land, not a Muslims, Arabs who conquered our land from Arabia, from Saudi Arabia in the 7th century, like Hamas cause.
Yeah.
Hamas cause is a jihadi cause, is want to conquer this land, and after that they want to conquer West Europe or Rome, and after that the capital of the free world, which is Washington, D.C. That's what they want. And we need to be clear about what is the cause, and you guys need to expose in the West our cause. We deserve one country in the Middle East that to be Christian, and Lebanon should come back again to be Christian country, to live in peace with Israel and prosper here in the region as a free societies, sharing your values in the West.